Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to SheFlix, the GWC talk show. It may be our 14th episode, but if we talk about global, this is going to be our very first episode where we have connecting to our soul sister from different nation, but with same aspiration to inspire others. So I won't be talking much about her because let's try and listen straight from the horse's mouth. So we have Wendy L. Alexander. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I'm wonderful. It is now 7:30 a.m. It's early here in the United States.
All right. So we're so honored that you took some time out of your busy schedule and you are here with us to inspire your fellow women entrepreneurs at our forum. We're so honored to have you over here. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. I'm honored.
So Wendy, we would like to know more about your journey, how it all started.
So I'm an international consultant as well as a cross-cultural consultant, international speaker, and best-selling author, and a mother also. So I have two children that are 25 and 22. And so I truly believe in, family and spending time with family. But my journey, I had a passion of going international because I love culture. I love everything about culture, any culture. I dive right in. I want to travel and learn about it and fully immerse myself. And so I got the opportunity because my husband ended up going to Iraq to do logistics work. And I didn't want to go to Iraq, so I stayed in the U.S. And then he went to Afghanistan, and from there he said, "Well, maybe we can visit each other in Dubai." And I was like, "Well, I don't want to go to Dubai either. It was 16 years ago. No one was talking about Dubai." So I was like, "I don't know where that is. I don't want to go." But he finally convinced me to go. I fell in love with it. Totally fell in love with it and said, I'm going to have a business here because I truly believe in speaking things and manifesting them. And so I said, I'm going to have a business in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. And then later I was able to get a contract doing some training the government there, also some of the royal family doing soft skills training. And from there, I was like, yeah, I really like this. I'm going to continue to build here. I really love the culture. Also, there were so many different cultures in one place. So I was able to really just immerse myself fully without really leaving one location until I did start to travel to like Delhi as well. Delhi is also like a second home. I've been there a couple of times. I usually go at least once a year. Unfortunately, because of COVID, I wasn't able to. And so that's really where it all started, from my husband having to go overseas. And then I really just started traveling from there. I lived in Dubai for 5 years up until last November. And I just love to help women who are really trying to get their business started, or they've gotten it started and they need to scale. Sometimes we start and we're stuck. And so we need to keep on moving. And so that's what I help women get out of that stuck zone and, scale their businesses from local to global.
Right. It's wonderful. So the tagline says turning borders into opportunities. Can you speak more about that?
Honestly, I think that a lot of times we don't look for opportunities, even if there's, bad opportunities, even if it's challenges that come along our way. For me, I always look for the outcome. If I fail something, I look for, what was the reason why I failed and how can I actually do better the next time? And so one of the things I believe in is, so for example, the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, everyone, and a lot of people were really stuck, and they're still stuck. They weren't able to pivot. And so I was able to quickly pivot what I was doing. Pretty much 90% of my business was online anyway, but the other 10 that wasn't, I was able to pivot that business and help others. And so you have to look for opportunities in every single challenge. And so because I was doing business over in the Middle East, I knew that they didn't have Zoom. So we didn't use Zoom. So I knew when the pandemic hit that Zoom was going to be something that they were going to have to use and they were going to have to learn to use. And so what did I do? I looked at the opportunity. I reached out to my connections on LinkedIn. I did a proposal to them on LinkedIn, what we call a proposal, and I submitted saying, I would love to help you facilitate your online events. You don't have to cancel them. I would love to help you facilitate some of your meetings using Zoom. Went to the schools. I would like to help you host your parent meetings to teach them how to use Zoom. So I created my own opportunities, even though there was a pandemic and a challenge. I found the opportunity inside of the crisis.
It's wonderful, amazing. So
Thank
we
you.
always say that if you have a challenge in front of you, there is also an opportunity coming with that. It's up to us who see it as a challenge or an opportunity. So
Exactly.
we are also working with women entrepreneurs, and you are also in women empowerment and helping them build their businesses. What are the challenges you face while interacting with the women, and when you have to pull them out of their shells? So, what is the challenge
Hmm.
that you face?
Fear.
Fear.
Honestly, it's fear.
Mhm.
It's fear and doubt. Usually, it's fear and doubt that I have to address, and also some self-sabotage. And I think, regardless wherever you are, whatever level you get, there's always going to be self-sabotage. You know, we are going to do that. It's just a given. But definitely the fear part of just saying that, you know what, it's okay to step out and to take risk. You're going to make a mistake, and
Mhm.
it's okay. But if you don't take the step, how can you know about the risk? How can you learn from the mistake if you haven't done anything? And so a lot of times I really just encourage them just to take one small step. And so if they take the one small step, then I congratulate them. And they might say, well, I didn't get those top three things done, but you did get one done. And it's okay because you took a step. So
Right.
removing that barrier of the fear, and then also the fear of taking a risk, and then also the doubt that they can't do it, because we all have a gift that we can share. Each and every one of us has something that we can give to someone else. And so I also help them to remove that doubt that they cannot have the success that someone else has. Your success is going to be different because we have to define our own success.
Right.
What does it look like for us? My success is not the same as someone else's. But once we define that, then we're also able to remove different barriers as well. And so those are the things that I really work with. And then after, from the fear, the doubt, then we can work on, but basically that's the mindset. Then we can work on building your business and scaling your business. But mindset is key to doing this. And so I always encourage women never to go into a coaching session with someone and be ready to do business. If they're not talking to you about your mindset, ask them to
Right.
take a step back to see how you're doing, because if you're not feeling good inside and if you have things going on, how can you talk about business?
Right. Over here, when I'm interacting with you, when you're talking about mindset, when we connect to women, all of them have one question: how to start my business? And after just starting my business, how do I get the profit?
Mm-hmm.
They have
How do you
this question.
scale?
They aren't getting money. That means there is no business.
Hmm.
So
But you know
how
what? It takes time. But it takes
Mhm.
time, though. I think we have to be patient with that. You have to look at things that's working. So if you put out a product, right?
Mhm.
And it doesn't sell within the next 30 days, or maybe it's a course and you're like,
Mhm.
no one signed up for my course. It doesn't
Right.
mean that you don't do it again. It means that you look at it and see how can you tweak it. Was your copyright? Did you post? Did you share it on social media? Did you maybe do a video, go live, or talk about it? Did you invite people to a free webinar? There's for the free webinars for people to get to know you, because people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And so they got to get to know you as a person. You just can't throw out a product. So you have to look at everything and say, why didn't this product sell? Why didn't I make the money? And then you go back and tweak it, but you don't stop. You just keep going, because
Mhm.
eventually someone's going to buy. I will never forget the time I put out a training program. And when I put out the training program, no one signed up the first time. No one. And so I could have easily, honestly said, you know what? I'm never doing this program again. I forget it. No, what I did was I went back and I reevaluated and looked at my own self. And what I noticed is that I had only, shared maybe with two or three people on social media. My copy wasn't talking about the pain points. So it was a lot of things that I also need to do personally. And so then once I decided to tweak it, Guess what? The next time, only 2 people signed up. But guess what? 2 people signed up. That was better, right? So now I'm improving. And so I continue to go. And today, I now have that program that I started six years ago. And I only do it twice a year. And every single time it sells out. Every
Wow.
single time. But I had to keep going, you know? And so the profit will always come. And I always say, if you're looking to serve, look to serve. You shouldn't be in business about the money. It's about serving and helping people. And if you
Beautiful.
are serving and helping people, the money always come, but it's always about serving.
Beautiful. Very well said. So we have
Thank
few
you.
people who joined us.
Okay.
We have very positive comments coming over here. So when we talk about business and entrepreneurship, when we have such inspirational people like you who always motivate others, who always tell to keep working, because once you start working, you definitely get the results. Maybe it will take time, but you will definitely get the results. So when I talk about an entrepreneur, uh, what do you think? What is the difference between an entrepreneur and a businesswoman? Or I can say
Ah.
entrepreneur or a businesswoman.
They're a little the same, but I think they can be the same. Just depends on how you define yourself, to be honest. So for me, like I consider myself as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman,
Mhm.
and the reason why is because my journey, a lot of things I do is starting from the beginning. I'm taking risk on trying to start something different, and so usually when you're starting something different and new, you're an entrepreneur, right? But I also have businesses that are set up that are established, so I can call myself a businesswoman. So I just really think that it depends on where you are in your journey. And then some people continue, to say that I'm an entrepreneur. It's really, how you look at yourself and how you define that, whether or not you're an entrepreneur or businesswoman.
Right, right. So as we always say, that entrepreneurship is all about reinventing, all about turning the challenges into opportunities, all about being solution oriented, and business is
Exactly.
about money and related. It's
It
more
is. It
about
really is. Because then you already know when I'm on my businesswoman side, it's talking about the financials. It's talking about but the entrepreneur side, I could think of things that I could create opportunities and be innovative. And so yes, I love. I sometimes I like the entrepreneur side a little bit better because I love to create and I love to help. I love to see women who are starting new businesses and I love to see them grow and scale. Like I love it to become that business woman.
So one piece of advice over here, because we believe at GWC, at Global Women Click, we believe that you don't have to have that huge amount of money to start your business. You can start as a homepreneur, and later on you can expand your business. But it's more about starting, initiating.
That's right.
So what would be an advice from your side to our homepreneurs who are still thinking about starting, or probably they have started but still they have so many doubts in their mind?
Oh, just start. It is
Just start.
amazing. It's amazing because when you are able to look at something later that you didn't give up on and that you just continue to go, that is the most rewarding feeling that you can have. And again, there's going to be challenges. I failed so many times, but guess what? I am thankful for my failures. I am so thankful for my failures because I wouldn't have been able to continue to be where I am today had I not failed. And so if you have those doubts, remove those doubts, and I also say, get with people, surround yourself with people who are trying to do similar things, just like this group. This group is amazing, amazing women that are in it. You all support each other. Like I see it, and it's very supportive. Yes. And so this is the type of groups that you need to continue to be around. So if you start getting around negative people with negative energy, pull yourself away from that because it's going to pull you down and have that self doubt is going to kick in. But when you see people and women who are doing the same things, who are trying to move forward, stay within a circle. That's like the best advice that I can give you. And then from your circle, as my sister, Dr. Robin Joppi says, you create what is called your corner. And so your corner is those people that you could just really, because, you know, a lot of people can't fit in a corner, right? So if you look at a
Lovely.
corner of a room, a lot of people can't fit in there. So those people that are in your corner are going to be people that you can definitely call on, that's not going to judge you. You can go cry to and say, I failed today. I didn't get any sales. They're going to come back and say, it's okay that you keep on going. That those are the people that you can say anything to. So you have a circle and you also have a corner. And so I encourage you to develop those two. So then, therefore, when you do have those self-doubt moments, that you're able to go to either one and say, I am not going to give up. I need you to help me. I don't want to give up. I'm struggling, because each of us has something to give each other. And that's one of the things I always say, that we have to find, what is it that I can give you that you don't have? What is it that I can offer you that you don't have? And then, and vice versa, what is that you can also offer me? So together we can put together and we can do more. Collaboration is key. Always look for collaboration. It is crucial in business, and even more so now today, is that you look for people that you can collaborate with and connect with. So if you're starting that business and you're just like, I just don't know, well, have you thought about reaching out to that person that you've been following and looking at that inspires you, and say, listen, could you help me? Do you mind to just take 10 minutes out of your day for me to just to pick your brain or talk to me? Just
Right.
ask. Sometimes we just have to ask.
Wonderful. It's more
Thank you.
important to just start. And as you said, the another word, the pin word, I would say, collaboration. In
Hmm.
entrepreneurship, it's very important. So, uh, if two people are doing same business, is there any probability of collaborating over there?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. So we're doing the same business. You can collaborate. There's no competition. Women should not be competing against each other. We're not here to compete. We are not here to compete. We are here to inspire and motivate, lift each other up. And if it requires collaboration, I collaborate. I have business partners in Dubai. I have business partners in India, all over the world. I do. And because I truly believe in collaboration. And then some of us we're consultants. So we're doing
Mhm.
the same thing. We're speakers. We're doing the
Right.
same thing. But at the same time, we're motivating and we're lifting each other up, and supporting each other. So yes, if you're doing the same business, you definitely can collaborate. You should collaborate together, because you're going to be able to scale your business even more. Because what you'll find is, even though you're doing the same thing, somebody else might, between the two of you, maybe one of you really likes sales, right? And the other person is like, I really don't like sales that much. I've been actually doing, so you're able to put those two um, superpowers, let's call them, together and become one.
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. So collaboration is the key, and networking, as we say, connecting to people, and network is the net worth.
Yes,
We
it
can say
is.
that. Absolutely. So we already have few people. Ekta has joined us. Ida is there.
Hi.
Satya, Rasu. Thank you, people, for joining. And if you have any questions from Wendy, please mention over here, and I'll be asking those questions. So Ila says awesome words. Thank you,
Oh,
Ila.
thank you.
So, very another question. As you started this journey, and yes, you had your share of struggles and challenges. And if we see women entrepreneurs from India or other nation, do you see any cultural difference in their pattern of working, or it's same all over the nation? It's same everywhere, that they have that fear of coming out of that comfort zone, or the family pressure, or the mother guilt always there in front of them. How can I leave my kids, and how can I start?
Hmm.
They have
Oh, yes,
everyone.
it's the same.
All
It
right.
doesn't matter the culture, religion, it's the same. A mother is a mother, a woman is a woman. We have the same emotions and the same feelings. No, it happens here. Like I said, I had two children. I was traveling when they were younger, and so, but what we did was we did what is called a global vision board type thing. So we were a global family. Our
Mhm.
children we had conversations with our children and said, we're going to be a global family. This is what it means. So once
Wow.
they got off to college, and went off to college and they understood that this whole time mommy and daddy will probably be international and travel. And so it was never, oh mommy, you're leaving me. Oh mommy, you're not going to be here for this. No, I was still there, but they understood our global journey, and they knew that it was for them. It was for them. It wasn't for mommy and daddy. It was for their schooling. It was to make sure that they were okay, to take care of their family. It wasn't about us. And so they always appreciated that. And we said, you have one job. Your only job is to go to school, to do well in school, and that's it. And they both did well. They both graduated top of their class in high school and college, and they're doing very well now. So they kept their word and we kept ours. But as mothers, we do have that, but at the same time, you have to realize that we have a life also. We do have children. We love our children, right? But at the same token, we also have to live our lives. And so I always hear sometimes women say, well, my kids go to college. What am I going to do when they leave the home? What am I going to do now? Because I've always been a mother. You have to create your journey now. What is it going to look like? So when my children were very young, I was creating that journey. So when they went off to high school, I left and went to Dubai and lived in Dubai for 5 years to continue my career of international business. But I created that space. And so I talked to my children. So I wasn't, when they left to go off to college, it was, I love you, goodbye, do well, and mommy will see you, we'll talk. But they understood, and we never missed a beat. I was still mommy. I never neglected my children. They never felt neglected, right? But we had to have that conversation. And so, but we have to remember as women that we
Right.
have to be able to be us and be able to live our lives and enjoy our lives. And so all you have to do is have the conversations with your children. Sometimes we think they're too young, but they're not. They're very smart, And so the sooner you have that conversation and that they understand that mommy wants to have a business, you tell them why. Why is it that you want to, why does mommy really needs this? Why is it so important for you? And you have those conversations, and it's so much easier because I never had one day where my children said to me, don't go, why are you leaving? They never felt neglected. We never had that conversation because it was always a journey that we talked about.
Wonderful. So, Ekta says we need to empower our kids with right communication. Kids
Yes,
absorb all that you tell them. That's
that's
absolutely,
right.
and probably
That's
that's
right.
why we say that women are already empowered because they are handling so many responsibilities. Whether it's the upbringing of children, or if they're working, then they handle the work as well as the household chores and the
Exactly.
responsibilities as well. So when we talk about business, coming back to the point, inspiring decisions and global success society. Can you just brief us more
Mhm.
about both the organizations?
So Inspiring Decisions is a consulting agency. And so that's where I do most of my consulting and coaching with women or with organizations to help them scale from local
Mhm.
to global. That's why I do cross-cultural trainings. And so when people are trying to go into different countries as well.
Mhm.
And then the Global Success Society is a networking group for women entrepreneurs. I
All right.
saw that there was a gap. I didn't see an international table that was for women. And so
Mhm.
as I was traveling through the airports, I was going through Delhi. I was coming to Delhi, and
Oh.
I also was observing, and I said, I'm not seeing where there's an international table for women.
Mhm.
And so what we did was we created the Global Success Society. And so women are in this membership group. And so we actually do monthly masterminds. We travel together. So we came to Delhi together. We've been to London together. We've been to Dubai together. I create events inside a Global Success Society that were held in Dubai because women were having trouble getting speaking engagements inside of the United States. And so I said,
Mhm.
okay, well, I will create a platform in Dubai and make you an international speaker. Because once you
Oh,
speak on this stage, you're international. And so now when they left, they were international speakers, came back to the States, and they said, I'm an international speaker, not just a speaker, international. And so that's what global success is connecting, collaborating, and elevating. But we're a multicultural platform as well on purpose.
lovely. Awesome. It's
Thank
awesome
you.
work. such an inspiration for many women. So we have a question for you,
Okay.
but that's related to business. That's related to motherhood, and the
Okay.
question is, how can mothers go to work without carrying guilt as many do?
Oh, yes, I did. I did too. Like I said, I do daily affirmations. And I think it's important, even as mothers, that we do daily affirmations and understand that we're women and we have to be able to feel good about what we do when we get up in the morning. I do a lot of gratitude and I do a lot of journaling as well. So whenever I have those doubt moments, not because I'm human, I still have doubt moments, right? But I do a lot of journaling and I write down my doubts and my feelings. And so, as if you are a mother and you're having doubts and feelings about leaving your children, is it because you haven't had the conversation with them? Because you 9 times out of 10, you're putting all the doubt on yourself and the children are fine. It's really us that usually creates that doubt and that scarcity, right? So even if your children are, let's say they are 9 months old, 10 months old, uh, half the time they're not going to remember anyway. It's us who are leaving and we remember, right? And so as they get older, even at the age of 4 and 5, when I was talking to my children, I'm getting ready. Mommy's getting ready to leave the home. It's the home. It's important for me to go to work every day in order for mommy to fulfill her purpose. Do you want to know what purpose is? Have a conversation. This is what purpose is, and you break it down to their level. And as they get older, you continue to talk about purpose and you connect it to that they also need to have a purpose in life. So you just have those conversations and be it's realistic. And it's conversations that's going to help them in life because all of the conversations that I had with my children when it came to doubt, when it came to purpose, when it came to fear, I honestly believe that helped them through the years because now they're very well diverse. They know their purpose. They have no fears. If it's a fear, it's very little, but they know how to overcome the fear and the doubt because we've been having these conversations. So we have to communicate. But a lot of times we put all of that on ourselves. We're thinking that the children are suffering and they're not. It's just us. It's not.
Absolutely.
It's us. Remove it.
Right, right.
Purpose and purpose conversation. I like that.
Yeah. So the question was from her only.
I like that. Purpose and purposeful conversation is the key. It is. It's
Yes,
the
absolutely.
kid. You have to talk to your kids about purpose. You have
So
to.
it is a very interesting conversation with you, and I have so many questions to ask, but since we have a limited time with us, so the last question that I'm going to ask you is, if I ask you the traits of an entrepreneur, irrespective of the mindset they have, what kind of mindset they should have, or a disciplined life they should have if they really want to work on their entrepreneurship journey. So,
Hmm.
any three important traits of an entrepreneur?
Consistency.
Yeah.
Definitely. Consistency, discipline.
Mhm.
Discipline is key. Having some type of structure to your day. So when I have a very my structure is very, very structured. So I wake up, usually sometimes before 4 a.m., but definitely by 5 a.m. I'm up. I am
Oh,
always up. And I always set my day with devotion, my time with God, prayer, my journaling, my gratitude, and then the next thing I do is I look at my top 3 things that I'm going to do for the day before noon. So there's 3 things before noon that I need to get done because then I know by noon whatever happens the rest of the day, I've accomplished something and I feel good about myself, you know? So I always have those 3 things. And so that is the part of discipline. So I'm very disciplined in that. But I do that every single day, which is also consistency. So even before I got on here, I had already done that. So I've been up for a long time. But I feel good. You see, I'm up, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to start the day. But consistency, discipline, and then making sure that you have some type of structure. What does your day look like? And try to do that for 21 days. If you never had structure before, then I encourage you to do 21 days of something, whatever it looks like for you, whether it's getting up, it's exercising, meditation, but do not start by checking your emails, social media. Do not start your day like that, okay? Because that can also lead to some self doubt, self-sabotage, because you might see someone, they may be where you want to be, and then all of
Mhm.
a sudden the self-doubt sits in. So don't start your day like that. Start it with gratitude. Start it with gratitude and how you're going to inspire and motivate someone else. And I always write down, you know, who am I going to help today? Or how am I going to help someone? And at the end of the day, I want to be able to say that when I lay my head down, that I inspired someone, that I motivated someone, or I helped someone. And that's how I say, if you're an entrepreneur, those are the keys that I would give you, the takeaways.
Beautiful. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
So many people joining us, and they are agreeing to what you are saying. And the last message for
That's it.
our women entrepreneurs from your side, what would be that?
My message is to keep going, don't give up, and trust the process. Please trust the process. It's going to be ups and downs. There are going to be challenges. There's going to be guilt, fear, doubt, self-sabotage. All of it's going to take place. Even where I am today, and I hope you're listening to this, even where I am right now and all the success that I've had, I still sometimes get doubt and fear, but I also know how to address them now. And I address them head on. And I always go back and look at my why. Why am I doing this? What is the
Yeah,
reason? And I use daily affirmations also. And so I encourage you all to do daily affirmations.
that's wonderful. So it's
Thank
it's
you.
all about starting. Once you start, you will definitely get the ways and uh,
Hmm.
people who help you out. It's more
That's
about
right.
starting. It's more about converting the challenges into opportunities. And ladies and gentlemen, today we had Wendy L. Alexander with us, CEO, Inspiring Decisions and Global Success Society. And the words and the message that she has given to us are definitely going to be there in our minds for a very long time. And definitely we are going to implement that. And in future, we are definitely going to connect with you again. Thank you, Wendy,
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much. I
And
appreciate you all. Thank you so much for having me. And my sisters, thank you so much for joining us.
thank you so much. It's early morning over there, ladies and gentlemen. So she's all there to send a message to all of you and guide you in your entrepreneurship journey. So we are grateful to you for having you over here and sharing your expertise in the field. Thank you so much,
You're
Wendy.
welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, every Saturday we bring you the story of an inspiring women entrepreneur or a woman who has that aspiration to inspire others. And we wish everybody to learn from them. And because we don't believe in competition, as Wendy said, competition can be with yourself, but not with your fellow women entrepreneurs. So, with this, we end this talk show here only. And next week, we'll be again here with another inspiring story. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.